Hey there, coming to you live from my kitchen because today I am answering a question that keeps coming in, which is I'm all psyched to plant my fall garden. I've got my beds prepped, I've got compost down, but all the greenhouses are closed, or the ones that have stores aren't doing deliveries, and I'm really just eager to get going. What can I get going right now? So I'm going to show you 5 things that I'm growing right now, all from things that I bought at the grocery store or even ordered online from online grocery stores. So the first one, very famously, is the potato. So who doesn't recognize these like little green sprouts that come up out of potatoes when they've been exposed to too much sun? Never throw these out. You can always throw them in the ground. There's like potato growing with lots of effort where, with all kinds of techniques, but there's also lazy potato growing, which is like finding a place in your garden that you think gets water that you don't have any intentions of dealing with and throwing one of these guys in. So this is a pretty small potato. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 eyes, but only 2 of them are really active. And so I'm going to put this whole potato in the ground. But I had another potato right next to it that was like huge and had like 8 or 9 eyes, and I've cut that into chunks with about 3 eyes per chunk. This moist part will rot or can rot if I put it in the ground just like this, so I'm going to give it a few days to sort of dry out and scab before I put it in. I also have this bag of organic potatoes that I would love to plant that haven't really started sprouting so much. You might see there's like 1 tiny eye in there. So I'm going to put this in the sun for a few days, see if I can get a little bit more growth. But if I don't, that's okay. It'll still sprout underground. It'll just take longer. So I'm going to put this one in the ground also just as is. So that is the humble and wonderful potato. Next is sweet potato. I have other videos about sweet potatoes on this channel, so I'm not going to go too into depth, but basically take the sweet potato, put it in some water. It'll grow nice green shoots. Those are called slips. Here are some slips. I've always got some going. I don't know why. I just can't help myself, but do this project over and over. Take these guys with the roots and put them in the ground, and that is your sweet potato. Okay, next up is garlic. Garlic has a few things that you should know to get the best results. There are different varieties of garlic, and some of them require overwintering, like really cold temps to really produce. So you really want to make sure that you're growing from garlic that was originally grown in Israel, because then you know we've got the right conditions for it here. So this I got from a farmer's market right here in town, so I know that it's grown local and that it is what's called a soft neck variety, or a variety that will do well without a strong winter. I take the garlic bulb, divide it up into individual cloves, and then I select the largest cloves to put in the garden. The larger the clove, the larger the bulb, and a little guy like this is just not worth my effort. If you happen to have garlic in your house, in your kitchen, that's already sprouting, that is wonderful. Break it up, put it in the ground, that's perfect. If not, just know that the roots come from this sort of blunt edge, and the shoot comes from the pointy edge, so you have to put it, or you should put it in the ground in this direction. Garlic is great to grow in pots because it's kind of a shallow grower. You don't need a tremendous amount of space, and in terms of distancing, just imagine a mature garlic bulb, and that's about how much space it needs. And that's really the rule of thumb for spacing always, is most things need about the amount of space that you can imagine their mature version being. Okay, what else have we got here? This I feel so lucky to have found in a grocery store this time of year. I found this today at Pulitzer in Pardisana, if you happen to be local. Horseradish. Huge horseradish. Cut it into chunks, throw it in the ground in any direction. Not much to know, pretty easy grower. And I happen to know that this one is raring and ready to go because some chunks of it are already growing. Very fun to grow things from the kitchen that are already that already have green shoots, that's also a sign that their flavor profile might be sort of reduced in terms of their kitchen use. So that is horseradish. Okay, next up, ginger. Ginger is really, really fun to grow. It's really beautiful and it smells like ginger, like the whole plant smells like ginger. You want to take a ginger root, it's actually a rhizome, and put it sideways in shallow soil. So you can, like the ideal pot for ginger would be like a wide round pot, and the larger the chunk of ginger that you put in, the more ginger will grow. So you don't want to be cheap when it comes to that. Similarly to the horseradish, you'll get better results if well, I wouldn't say better. You might get faster results if you've already got green shoots. And so I would say if you're going to the grocery store specifically for this, for gardening tasks, look for ones that already have green shoots. Here is a ginger that is a few months old of mine that's growing, and I have to say, like, the leaves just smell like ginger, the flowers smell and taste like ginger. It's just a beautiful and awesome plant. And that's it. So these are 5 things to put on your grocery list if you want to get them in the ground before the greenhouses reopen. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, garlic, horseradish, ginger, and maybe that was all of them. Okay, so happy gardening. Let me know how it goes. Is there anything else that you plant that you got at the grocery store? I am curious to hear about it.